For the people who came to the United States, Ellis Island was the gateway to a new life. Being on that island, the question arises, why do people immigrate? There are issues that push people from their homeland, such as overpopulation, changes in environment, for example a drought or a natural disaster, an earthquake or volcanic eruptions, or even flooding. Political instability and actions like war also affect people's lives in their homeland. Issues could also be human rights abuses, such as persecution and discrimination, whether it is religious or nationality, and other social inequalities. Push factors could even include loss of jobs, poor economic opportunities, or simply to escape poverty. All these have an impact on immigration and send people on the move in search of a new life. We want to introduce you to Maria, who came with her family in 1956 from Hungary to seek freedom in the United States.
The Hungarian Revolution began on October 23, 1956. This was a revolution that started because students of the universities in Budapest and all over the country were dissatisfied with how they were being treated. Their basic rights of pursuing happiness, liberty, and basic freedom of religion were taken away. They did not exist. So they wanted to have a demonstration at the radio building in Budapest to show their concern and to read a 15-point manifesto expressing exactly what they were asking for. And unfortunately this day, the students that were in the radio building didn't come out for quite some time, and the crowds outside were very upset, and before you knew it, the Russian AVH men, these are military soldiers, shot into the crowd and killed several students. And of course this became an uproar. The workers all over the country contacted one another. The news spread very quickly, and therefore the revolution had begun. About 2 weeks into the revolution, of course during this time, the Soviets' tanks began coming into the country, and slowly but surely the Hungarian borders were being closed. My father decided one evening that it was time for our family to leave. We left and got onto a train, and it was our family with many, many, many other families. And all of a sudden, in the middle of nowhere, the train stopped, and our family got off, and another family got off. So the one family went in one direction, and our family went in another direction, and we walked. So my father carrying my youngest brother, and my mother and my other brother and I walked in other people's footsteps, just because we were afraid that there may be mines that were still alive in the area. And so we walked and walked, and we finally came to what we thought was the border. There was a flag, the Hungarian flag, by which we stopped, and my father said to us, "My children and Nella, we are not going to be coming back to Hungary again."
The great age of migration is now. Over 3 million people every year make the decision to emigrate to another country. Worldwide, there are over 150 million people who have permanently left the country they were born in to make new lives for themselves abroad. Far greater numbers migrate within their birth countries. Though the scale of migration is unprecedented, its nature has not changed. Many migrants are fleeing war or political oppression, but the majority have economic motives, just as has been the case throughout history. In 1978, the US government set a single annual world quota of 290,000, and this ceiling was raised again in 1990 to 700,000. During the 1990s, immigrants have arrived at a pace that at times has exceeded 1 million new arrivals per year, and have settled in all ports of the country. Immigrants are an essential element in keeping the American economy strong. From fast food businesses to high-tech industry, they are filling an intrinsic need in the labor force.